Well, greetings everybody. Thank you once again for tuning in here to the Eden Audio YouTube channel. It's been a little while since I made my last upload, but it's been a very interesting year, especially so these last few months. The reason is because we've had some absolutely fantastic new products coming in from the manufacturers that I work with, especially in the case of aune. Have I said that right? Aune? It seems like there's certain ways of actually pronouncing the word aune, where I've come to the conclusion is that you can pronounce it however you want and basically everybody's going to know what you're talking about. Anyway, I think I'll stick to the word aune because I've been saying it that way since I've been started making these YouTube presentations. Anyway, let's get back to the point I wanted to talk about. It's been a fantastic few months here at Eden Audio. We really have had, as I say, some absolutely killer products coming in. And you may well be sitting there thinking, well, why haven't you told us about them? And that's a very good question. And the reason I haven't showed them to you or spoken about them is because I wanted to wait for other people that have got YouTube channels to talk about them first. I wanted to see what they thought about the product. I wanted to see what they thought about the sound quality, the build quality, if it's competitive or not. And then once I'd heard their opinions, then I could see if it aligned with my own opinion of what I have thought about the latest aune products. I've had the aune products here for a couple of months, so it's given me time to play with them and to get accustomed to their sonic sound signature. As I said, there's probably been 3 or 4 people that have now reviewed the latest aune products, which is the aune S9c Pro Reference DAC, which is also can be used as a headphone amplifier, or the S17 Pro Class A headphone amplifier. Let's then think about or talk about some of those reviews and see if I agreed with what those reviewers said. Because one of the reviewers was 13th Note Hi-Fi Reviews, and Mr. Simon Price. Now before he did that review, he said to me, Adam, what do you think about the sound of the aune S9c? And I said to him, Simon, I'm not going to tell you. The reason is simple, is because I want to hear what you've got to say about it first. And once you've done your review, then I can compare and see how we both think the aune S9c sounds. When I was uploaded and finished his review, I can say that I was probably 100% in agreement with everything that Simon had said. Now the reason I can say this because when it comes to DACs, I find it quite difficult these days. I think they're so good, and I think it's probably reached the pinnacle of what DACs are going to achieve now, that it's very difficult to hear a new product and think, oh wow, I've never heard nothing like that before. This is mind-blowing. This is something completely new and different. I just don't think we get that anymore. But what we do get today is exactly what Simon said, is that what you pay for a DAC, say for example, I can remember DACs I had from maybe 20 years ago that sounded absolutely fantastic back then. However, the big difference is back then you had to pay a lot of money for them. What these Chinese manufacturers such as aune have managed to do is to bring down the price of these DACs so they're now affordable for everybody, which is basically what Simon said, that the DAC, say £600, the S9c £600, can now perform with the same performance as other DACs that are costing $1,200, $1,800, $2,000. Do you get what I mean? The DAC, the S9c now offers such fantastic performance. It doesn't offer a better performance than these DACs, but it offers a performance that costs far less money, which I think is good for a lot of people that maybe, you know, the times that we're living in, money might be a little bit tight, but they still want a fantastic sound. They can now get that fantastic sound at a far more affordable price. As I say, the differences in sound, I think, you know, you really are struggling to tell the difference between them. And personally, I'd probably suggest to people, buy the one that looks the best to you, it's got the features you want. As I say, because when it comes down to sound, it really is tough these days to differentiate them. But what I can say about the aune S9c is how analog DACs are sounding these days. Where I can think back of when I started on forums, which I don't do these days, but when I did, probably, I don't know, back in 2004, people back then much preferred the sound of a turntable over their CD player. But I think now, I don't really see the point in turntables, because I think DACs have come on so far and they sound so good that I think they've probably put a nail in the coffin of vinyl. I know it's a lot of people are going to be pretty angry at hearing that or not agree with me, which is your right, of course. But for me, and probably lots of other people, these DACs are now so good that I don't really see much point in investing in turntables. As I say, that's my personal viewpoint. Another product that aune have released, of course, is the S17 Class A headphone amplifier. And this is an absolutely fantastic product for the price. As I say, aune are offering absolutely outstanding products, top-notch sound quality for now what are very affordable prices. As I say, the S17 now is an absolutely fantastic headphone amplifier. If you think you're going to get an analog sound with that, I think it's completely different to the S9c, where I think the S9c headphone amplifier and DAC is probably more on the warmer side and a more fruity sounding kind of bass. With the S17 Pro, you are getting a very transparent, clean, hard-hitting, dynamic sound. So I say, even though they're made from the same manufacturer, the sonic signature between the two is actually quite different. Obviously, if you want a DAC, then obviously you go for the S9c. But between the two headphone stages, between the S9 and the S17, clearly, for my ears, the S17 is far superior sounding, far more cleaner, transparent, dynamic, punchy sounding. I say, if you're looking for a warm sounding headphone amplifier, then the S17 doesn't do that here. As I say, it's crystal clear, a very, very clear sounding headphone amplifier. But while we're actually talking about headphone amplifiers, aune have actually now released a headphone that was designed to be used with the S17 or S9 DAC, and that is the new AR5000s. Now, if you just excuse me for one moment as I lean over, I'm going to grab the box to show you what the box looks like that they actually come in. Here I am. I'm just going to lean over. Excuse me for a minute. Hopefully I'm not going to knock everything off the floor while I grab them. I say, here it is. Just going to hold it up there. Hopefully we're going to get into focus. If I bring it back there, I can't see at the moment whether or not that's in focus or not, but that's what we get. So it's the aune AR5000 headphones. They're a dynamic pair of headphones, and I said they've been designed by aune to match the latest products from the S range series from them. Now, me personally, when it comes to headphone listening, something that's very, very important to me is that they must be comfortable. The amount of times I've actually tried on headphones and after sort of 5 or 10 minutes they're digging into your skull or they're pressurizing your ears too much and they become extremely uncomfortable. So even though we're probably looking for a fantastic sounding pair of headphones, for me a major priority is that they must be comfortable. One of the brands I have got do make extremely comfortable headphones, so I was using them as a reference point for the new AR5000s, and that is the brand Sivga and Sendi, because to me their headphones are absolutely super comfortable when you put them on your ears. You can listen to them for absolutely ages and you don't get no head pain. Your skull's not aching from the pressure of the headphone band, and they sit beautifully on your ears. Really, really comfortable, lovely headphones to listen to for long periods of time. So aune were up against pretty stiff competition in that aspect, and I'm absolutely delighted to say that the aune matched them in comfort. Maybe the Sendis and the Sivgo are maybe fractionally, very, very fractionally, a tad more comfortable. But as I say, you know, the difference is minute. The aune have worked out to be an extremely comfortable sounding, comfortable to wear pair of headphones. Now, I'm not going to go into the sound because I think there's probably going to be other YouTubers that are going to be talking about the sound. But I can say they are a really good sounding pair of headphones. I'm gonna lean over as well. Excuse me while I grab them. I'm just going to show them to you. Here I am. Here they are, should I say. Now hopefully they're going to be in focus. Hopefully we can all see them there. Just going to hold them up there for a second. So maybe the cameras, you never know with these Panasonics whether or not they're picking things up. There they are. I'm just going to turn them around slowly so you can have a look. As I say, beautiful and comfortable. Move my fingers out the way there. There's the headband on the top there. It's more focusing on me than the headband, I think. There we go. That looks like that's better in focus. So you can swivel them backwards and forwards. A little bit of movement there. You can move them left or right slightly. Hopefully the camera, as I say, is picking that up and you can see those movements in there. Now, another little problem I do have with headphones. Now, I don't think I've got a particularly small head, but I find so many headphones don't fit. They're just a fraction too big, and there's nothing worse than a pair of headphones that don't fit. Now, a couple of the, is it the Sivgo or the Sendy? I think it's the Peacock. I can't remember if it's Sivgo or Sendy. I always get confused with those brands models. But one of their headphones from Sivgo or Sendy is like fractionally too big for my head. And for me, I find it extremely distracting when a pair of headphones, as I say, don't fit. Now, with the aune, even on the smallest setting, unfortunately, to me, I think they're probably about 1 centimetre. Yeah, it's that small, but they're just slightly, as I say, even on their smallest settings, slightly too big for me. As I say, I don't think I've got an unusually shaped head or it's unusually small or anything like that, but I would expect something that's on its smallest setting to be able to fit nice and tightly on my head. As I say, the latest headphones from Sivgo or Sendy, they sort of must have changed the manufacturing process on them now, because even on the smallest setting, they can quite comfortably sit tightly on my head. But as I say, with the aune, I hope maybe in the next product run or whatever, if it could be made like a fraction, just a tiny little bit smaller, so it could fit on my head nice and comfortably. As I say, apart from that, I think that's the only quibble I've got about them, to be honest with you. I've been running them in, and as I say, they are a lovely sounding pair of headphones. And I had, I must say, very high expectations for these headphones, because a couple of years ago, aune released the Jasper earphone, and it was an absolute killer earphone. It really was. Personally, I don't particularly like things stuck in my ear, but the Jaspers, they were so crystal clear sounding and dynamic. Absolutely brilliant pair of earphones. So I was very surprised when one, aune did release a pair of headphones, and two, as I say, I was expecting a lot because I was so accustomed to how good the Jasper sounds. Now, I must say that they don't sound like the Jaspers. Obviously, I mean, these are on your head and the Jaspers are in your ears, but they are, I'd probably say, a little bit warmer sounding than the Jaspers. With the Jasper, you notice they are probably very dynamic and a little bit maybe bass-like, but these make up for it. These are more warmer sounding. I'd say they are definitely on the warmer side, a nice warm, rich, tight, nicely controlled bass. As I say, I haven't had them for long. They've only just arrived. They're like hot off the press. And I've been testing them, funnily enough. Excuse me once again as I lean over, and I'm going to just show you this little product. Now this, sorry, I'm showing you the, well, you can see it both sides, to be honest with you. It's the aune YUKI, however you want to pronounce it, YUKI or YUKI, and it's a lovely little thing. It's a portable headphone, amplifier, DAC, and as you can see there quite clearly, Hopefully the camera's going to pick it out. The camera's actually trying to focus on me more than on... I'm looking at it and I'm trying to see if it's in focus or not. Hopefully we're in focus there so you can see it. There we go. That's the Yawn YUKI. And it is tiny. Absolutely lovely little tiny thing. Turn it around so you can see the back of it. Tiny little thing. Lightweight. Now you can plug it to your tablet, your iPad, your phone, your PC. You can just stick it in your pocket and take it wherever you go. As I say, it's very, very light. So it's not something heavy that you're going to notice. And on the back here, you can see you've got your volume control. Either you can turn it up or you can turn the volume down. So it comes in this lovely white finish. And I say, it's surprising how good, again, this sounds for the money. It's a little bit more expensive. I must say, it's a little bit more expensive than some other brands that are on the market at around £169. As I say, it's fractionally more expensive than other brands. But I think sonically, I think you'll find it worth it. And I say, it's a lovely design. They've really done nicely there, Aune. So there you go. There's just a little update of some of the latest things and my opinion of me waffling on about the latest Aune products and what I think of them. But I just would like to show you those two hot new products that are hot off the press. It's the AR5000 Dynamic headphones and the new portable DAC, the YUKI DAC from Aune. Hope you enjoyed that little presentation, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, have a great day, and look after yourselves. Bye-bye now.